Hey guys, it's Viewmasters Reactions, and we're back with Season 3, Episode 4 of Yellowjackets. Last we got Them's the Breaks. I finished Severance at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was a phenomenal episode, and this dropped like an hour later, and I was just too damn tired. I wanted to be focused, so it is early in the morning. But last we saw, everyone went into groups. We were looking for Coach. They got split into a group. Van and Shauna are still alive. We don't know about Akilah. We're assuming Akilah's dead because we've never seen her in current time. But I started thinking about it, and because we all split into these dreams, granted at the end we find out from Coach, he's saying there is like gas that is making us have these bizarre dreams, but is it? Or is it just assisting us seeing the wilderness as we know it? We have pitched, or at least I have pitched, the idea forever, since like Season 1, that in the tunnels, there is possibly, or was possibly, a mining operation. The water could be tainted with like iron or mercury that they drink, and then they have these crazy visions and dreams. I also have pitched the idea of there being gas or something in the tunnels that also create this psychedelic-like effect. So the Coach confirmed that there was gas down where they were. And Van, he dragged Van up. He was saving Van's life. I hope they discuss and acknowledge what Coach has done. Like, Mari should be like, yo, Coach could have killed me. He was acting a little crazy, but he could have been acting a little crazy because he didn't realize the gas was there yet, or he did know there was gas in there that was making you act crazy, but like, the further up the tunnel you are, the safer you are, and he just has to deal with it, or he freezes to death and the girls find him and eat him, or something like that. I don't know. All I know is we know Van's alive. We know Shauna's alive. We don't know Akilah. Like I said, I have to assume she didn't make it, but I started thinking, if she is so in touch with the wilderness and this place, and to the point where Lottie is like almost jealous. I don't know what to consider Lottie right now. I don't think Lottie is the jealous type. I think if anything, Lottie is just interested in Akilah for the connection. But back then, who knows? Lottie was younger. It could have been like a jealousy thing, like, no, the wilderness is mine, and she tries to take out Akilah. I don't know if that would benefit her, but people do crazy shit, so I don't know. If she is on board with Akilah being in touch with everything, like in the vision, she was playing with the animals and the alpaca came over and was talking to her and everything. I'm starting to wonder, because I've pitched this idea about Coach. Coach didn't make it back with us, but who is to say that he didn't stay with others, perhaps? Maybe they hid out in the tunnels. Just how the girls couldn't find him and they're right there. Maybe a rescue team came, saved the girls, and some people were left behind. Maybe not even intentionally. Some might have been hiding out. Some might have wanted to stay. Some might have missed the boat. And the other girls were like assuming they were dead. Maybe Akilah decided she wanted to be one with nature and stayed behind. Even though I don't think that's the case either, because she doesn't seem like she wants to be that role. Like, she seems very much like pushing back on the whole weirdness or mysticism of the forest. So that's just one person. We had Van in the cabin in her vision. I started thinking that it was showing her that the amber flew out of the fire and possibly created the cabin fire, but then I was thinking, is it just another way of burning Van alive again? Because since episode 1, Van has been involved in fiery situations multiple times, in the cabin itself, in the plane. I feel like there was another one. Now she's having dreams of being burned alive in the cabin again. Like, Van is constantly surrounded by fire. Like, I would think she died from fire if she wasn't still alive. And then we found out she survived or is in remission for cancer. So then we went to Ozzy's, and there was a fox that ate a rabbit, and then it stared at us, and it was creepy as hell. There's so many things to talk about. I'm just jumping in. We'll talk more at the end. You want to see more of what I do? In the description is the link for Patreon, where you'll see every episode of Yellowjackets in full unedited. You want your own requested short movie, go to the link, ask me to watch whatever you want at a certain tier level, and I will do so. That is how we have thousands of exclusives like Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Outer Banks, Eureka, Pushing Daisies, Good Omens. We just finished Cobra Kai's final season. Ranma 1/2 just ended. We're doing Leverage, Schitt's Creek, currently doing Severance alongside this new season of Severance. Check it out, full unedited everything, thousands of other movies and shows, if not Season 3, Episode 4, Yellowjackets. He's like, holy crap, you built a town.
Now we have to make him pay for trying to kill us.
That is not how we are gonna do it. Life and death has always been for it to decide.
Fuck that.
We're gonna have a trial.
Trial, yeah, the trial.
That's bullshit. It should be majority rules.
Young Shauna really annoys me.
Who's gonna defend Coach Scott?
Misty.
Why are you looking at me?
'Cause he's your boyfriend?
He's not the Ben that I knew.
You have to, Misty. Ir's best chance at a fair trial. Maybe his only chance.
Let me guess.
There's less than half these girls I trust.
Cut, break,
Less
line.
than half.
It's karma for what we've done. Doesn't stop. Jesus Christ, that is karma.
Final Destination effect and like ricochet into insanity.
Van and Shauna, they had dreams too, but this didn't feel like a dream.
You had a vision.
And we all
Be ready to keep mine.
dreamed together.
What do I
Tell me more about the cave.
Lottie's vision was still weirder. She was in like an actual sewer. Concrete walls, from what I remember.
How dare you set fire to the cabin with us inside?
I wouldn't hurt you, Misty. I didn't burn down your cabin.
Prove it.
How?
Yeah, how does he prove it? How does he
With
prove to all these...
high school mock trial at the end of the fucking world?
How does he prove to the craziest people?
If we're gonna win this.
Yeah, she's testing him. Like, you gotta be strong, coach. This young Shauna probably did more damage than Jeff did his entire life. Queen of Hearts. All right, what are they gonna do though?
I really chose someone.
Why would a random dude...
All rise! The Honorable Judge Natalie presiding.
Oh my God, we're in full headdress. Mari,
Yes, Your Honor.
he let go. Mari should
People
have
would
his
like
back.
to call Mari Ibarra.
What were you journaling about?
Objection. Who cares what she was journaling about?
I don't think Shauna did it.
Really?
Shauna woke
After
up and it was
everything that
already
you've
on
done.
fire. We saw it.
Carving up Javi's body
Misty's doing a
because
good
none
job.
of us could, just so that we could feed ourselves?
I lived there too.
Or maybe you resorted to
I don't think she
something
did.
drastic.
Do you think Ben is a hero?
Where is this going?
I'm building a narrative.
Overruled. Keep going.
Didn't he help you when you were in labor?
He didn't.
Huh. What did he do?
It doesn't mean he burned down a cabin and wants
Shauna,
you all
why
dead.
do you think Ben
mean, that's
would have wanted
kinda
to
shitty.
start the fire?
He's not one of us, and he hates that.
If anyone did it, it's Ty. That's in my opinion.
B9. Biopsy came back B9.
Oh my God.
Now this is bingo. My man.
My man.
I was in that car too, and in the end, I saved your life, and you threw me out of the van.
Oh my God. I'm shocked Shauna even put her back to Misty, knowing how crazy Misty is and what she's capable of.
I know I hurt you. I know I hurt you. I understand.
Would you say that before the fire that everybody was on board with the wilderness?
It could have been Coach Scott. I mean, he didn't believe after all. Who knows, maybe it could have been Crystal.
Yes. Natalie knew where he was hiding.
Oh, that's right. Misty
How
told
do you
her.
know that?
So now Misty, who's defending him, and the judge, who is Natalie, were keeping secrets. Ty's gonna be like, so, does look bad that they were keeping secrets. And this looks bad too. Everything is for a reason.
Fuck.
Yeah, like everything is just
This
working.
is a sign. He didn't want anything to do with us. I knew that we could just let him live in peace.
Ty has this smirk on her face, like she just had this like huge
You
reveal.
witness.
All Ty did was prove that Natalie was hiding Coach because they're all fucking lunatics.
Look at you now. When someone's fucking with you and you're just hurling accusations left and right, you're not actually doing anything about it. After I died, did you finally turn into the person you always wanted to be?
I'm locked in the freezer.
Randy saves the day.
Shauna?
You're welcome, Shauna. Randy just saved your fucking life.
I didn't try to kill you.
Good move, Misty. You might have just saved Coach's life. Part of me is thinking it's gonna be like 50-50.
Why is there a cat?
She found the cat?
Do we have a cat
Did
now?
she find
we cannot
it?
have a cat now.
I thought
So
she was
you-
gonna say she went
Yeah,
to
okay,
all the
so you went
shelters
into
and
New York City
actually
and you just adopted
found
a
the
good
cat.
cat.
You're still making people happy.
It's thoughtful.
Look at it this way. You make somebody happy, they don't know the difference, and you saved a cat's life. Everything's too happy and nice.
Once told me you wanted to take me to New York and buy me a pretzel.
Oh, she's shaking, she's shaking. Ty's like, I'm killing people to save you. Sorry. I think Ty and Van are still voting kill him.
Ty, Misty, and I shouldn't vote because we were part of the hearing or whatever.
That loses
Those
2
who
votes.
find
That's
Coach
a huge
guilty.
detriment. And Shauna immediately, and Van. I thought Shauna might have came around. No. You can't hit people to vote. Is she in the sewer? All right, everybody, that is it for episode 4 of season 3. What a way to end it. We have Lottie dead at the bottom of the stairs. that had to be the construction work, right? There was caution tape around. Now, obviously, they put caution tape around an area where they just found a dead body. But Lottie was in the streets. We saw Bedford on the street sign, and then there was like a guy jackhammering, and there was construction across the street. My guess is she was like walking around in the construction area and fell, but obviously there's way more to it. Maybe someone pushed her. Maybe she felt guilty and I don't know, she didn't off herself. Like, she was clearly in a great state of mind. She was on the phone, she was wearing all this fancy clothes. The wilderness chose her. I don't know what the hell happened. All I know is I figured something would happen with the construction site, and I'm pretty sure that is what tied that together. But the biggest thing besides that of all this is the trial. We have the trial. I said in the beginning, it was funny because I just finished season 4 into season 5 of Steven Universe, and one of the episodes was called The Trial, and it was a giant trial against Steven Universe. This is fucking nuts. This, to me, first off, Natalie, everybody knows that Natalie and Misty are completely on the side of Coach. So you make Natalie the judge and Misty the public defender, so to speak, and then they're not allowed to vote. They would have immediately voted Coach, and Coach would be safe right now. You can't take 2 of his biggest defenders and say, well, they're helping him try the case, so, like, they can't vote. That's lunacy. If I'd known that in the beginning, that wasn't, like, in the beginning. They didn't say that. They didn't say that till the trial was done and they started voting. They're like, oh, yeah, by the way. Well, I mean, I get it. Ty can't vote either. All right, Ty definitely would have voted to take out Coach. But Natalie and Misty would have voted for him to live. Therefore, you're not being even. The judge should have the ultimate say, aka Natalie, which they could say, yeah, but Natalie was covering it up. Who gives a shit? Shauna is this violent maniac lunatic. I hate her so much. I have disliked Shauna since season 1, but she has just progressively gotten worse. I used to hate her older self way more. Then her older self started getting like a little more tolerable, and her younger self started getting worse and worse. She's writing in journals talking shit about everybody. She is pretty much responsible for Jackie dying because she treated her like shit, even though it was her best friend. She literally cheated with Jackie's boyfriend, who is now her husband. Everything Shauna has ever done since a child is total selfish, batshit crazy, and she's a piece of shit. She's a giant piece of shit. The way Coach gave that speech at the end, he was talking directly to Shauna, and Shauna was looking like it was getting through to her. She was actually like feeling some sort of remorse, maybe, I thought, but then she not only votes against him, but then riles everybody else up. They're hitting Jen like, Jen, you better fucking vote for him. Like, that shouldn't be allowed. People are even saying, that's cheating. You can't do that. She's literally screaming in their faces like, he tried to fucking kill us. You better vote. Like, she's almost doing it in a way where it's like, you better vote. Because if you don't, I'm coming for you. And I'm going to fucking kill you next. Like, that's how it came off to me. And that's fucking nuts. The people that flipped, I could see Jen flipping out of fear. But then Akilah and Lottie and Travis all do. Like, Lottie saw a vision. So Lottie was like, oh, the wilderness is telling me to vote this way. And then Travis follows Lottie and Akilah follows Lottie. You could clearly see Akilah and Travis both just immediately went along with whatever Lottie said. And then we flipped the script on everybody. But then Travis has this thing like, yeah, this was the outcome. And there's 3 people standing in front of a body. I'm assuming that's Coach. And the 3 people were probably Lottie, Akilah, and Travis. Maybe replace one of them with Van, possibly. I don't know. It can't be either. Because I'm thinking back to when Misty, Van, and Lottie, I think it was back in season 1, at the end, I think it was the finale of season 1, where they were all sitting down and they were like praising the wilderness kind of thing. Was that what that was? Or was it the 3 people that just flipped, aka Travis, Akilah, and Lottie? And Akilah, I was saying at the beginning of this episode, was basically the one person who was thinking rationally and not wanting to believe in any of this. And then you could see throughout this episode, she totally flipped the script on herself and is like, all right, maybe this is real. And actually went to Lottie and was like, blah, 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 insanity. Meanwhile, Ty and Van are trying to pull the shenanigans where, like, they put a card on the ground, the Queen of Hearts, and they hope someone takes it, and then they could trade a soul to save Van's life. And then this random dude comes over. Like, that was just bizarre. Even though we never saw the final outcome, which I'm assuming we will see that man again. I understand the reasoning behind it, but why would anybody go and randomly pick up a playing card off the street. It was bent and dirty and just a random playing card. It wasn't like a deck of cards where like that would even be weird if you picked up a deck of cards off the streets. But you literally just pick up a random card and then look around all shadester-like and put it in your pocket and then walk away. Clearly something's going to happen with that, because then at the end, they're playing Linger and they're having this great moment and then Van's hand is shaking and everything. Like, that's definitely going to be a thing. And if it isn't, then Ty is going to do something behind the scenes to buy Van more time by, like, offing people with playing cards or something. Then you have Jeff and Shauna just immediately assumes Misty locked her in a freezer. And the lady at the desk is like, yeah, she left hours ago, you crazy bitch. Shauna, definitely the most evil, craziest bitch of them all. I don't know, even if Ty set the fire, like I said many times, I can't help but think that Ty set the fire. I think it was her doppelganger self, that she might not even know it or probably doesn't know it, or the vision Van had of the fire. Like, that's another thing. Misty, or I think it was Misty, somebody, maybe multiple people, said, how are we not considering the fact that the cabin just caught fire while we were all sleeping? Like, the fireplace shot something out, we caught fire in our sleep and burned down. How are we not assuming or considering that to be an option? Especially Van had a vision that it literally happened that way. Now, Van wants Coach to go down, and Van right now is like, Van is way nicer when she's older. Like, I love Van as like an adult, but Van as a kid isn't the worst, but she isn't great. And she should definitely have said, guys, just so you know, I had a vision when we were down in the tunnels and the fire started itself. So, like, that's huge to me that, like, you're not saying this to people. Like, not only would it maybe put it into people's minds that it's a possibility, but it also would be a vision that you got that would maybe sway people's vote. But I don't think Van wants to sway people's vote because Ty is so adamantly thinking it was Coach. It's total lunacy. But here we are. What happens? I don't know. We're going to have to find out the next episode. I can't imagine they actually take out Coach, but we're going to find out. You want to see more of what I do? In the description is the link for Patreon, where you'll see every episode of Yellowjackets in full unedited. You want your own requested show or movie? Go to the link, ask me to watch whatever you want. At a certain tier level, I will do so. That is how we have thousands of exclusives, like Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Outer Banks, Eureka, Pushing Daisies, and Good Omens. We just finished Cobra Kai's final season and Ranma 1/2. Severance is going on around the same time as this season 2. Leverage, Schitt's Creek, thousands of other movies and shows full unedited. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.